up, y'all? So something I've been meaning to do and something I haven't done yet was talk about going on the job market as an academic or going into academia, getting a job as an assistant professor or whatever, um, and what that looks like, at least in my experiences, right? What I experienced, the do's, the don'ts, the things that you should do to get yourself out there. And I think I should take y'all through it. Just kind of demystify some of the things that you might have heard or might have possibly, people say things, right? So let me take you through it. The first things first, right? I think it's you go on the market before you go on the market. And what I mean by that is that you kind of put yourself out there. You put feelers out there. So, after your PhD, you do a postdoc. You might do two. In my case, I ended up doing two because of reasons I'll get into later. But um, after that, I've laid the foundation for my research. I know what I want to do in my research lab. I have results. I have papers out, or I have results that I think that will allow me to hit the ground running once I get into a assistant professor position. And I laid the foundation. I laid the groundwork, right? And I think this would be good enough, right? So from there, you was like, okay, well, I don't know if I just want to put myself straight out there. Well, you can put feelers out there. And what I mean by that is that you can do these things called faculty. Well, it's called they call it different things, right? And I'm trying to get to it was building future faculty programs or future faculty programs, things like that. Like what they're doing, it's a recruiting thing, and they try to bring in people who they feel like, oh, they might be a good fit for the department or the university, or they might be someone that possibly can make a run at being a part of the department. So what happens when these programs is you submit your application, right? They receive the application, or the department who's putting on the program receives the applications, look at, okay, they will fit with this department, they will fit with that department, and they send the applications to that specific department and say, hey, do you think this person will be a good fit for your department, and would you like to bring them in? So it turns out that, they'll look at the applications. They'll be like, okay, yeah. Let's do it. Let's bring them in. And what you do is you come in and you basically give a talk. So it's a pre-talk before the real one, right? And so what they do is they kind of try to identify people, they identify the people within the applicants that might be someone they would go after, later on once they have the job posting out, or they might already have a job posting out, right? So I've been to a few of these. I've been to one with the University of Michigan. I've been to one with NC State. I've been to one where I work now. I've been to one where there's a few other ones. But Cornell. So I've been to a few of these, right? So, and you get a lot of free stuff, free food, you get flown out, you get flued out, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good time. You meet other potential faculty who are potentially on the market or going on the market here soon. And, you kind of get a feeler, and it serves, I would say, do it even if you don't even plan on going there. Because it serves a couple different purposes. One, it sees, okay, people want me. I am marketable, and I have a potential to be good within this market, right? And two, you can practice your on the job or your interview speech or your interview talk, right? You can practice your job talk essentially, right? And you get to practice your job talk with some great scientists, right? You could get some really great questions, and then it makes you think, okay, well, maybe I should change that up, or oh, okay, I didn't think about that first, and then it gives you good feelers about where your science is, and that's, it's free feedback, right? Because when I went to Cornell, I got some great feedback, from some of the top scientists, right? So like things like that is invaluable. Is invaluable practice, is invaluable feedback, and things that you really, really want to do to really put yourself out there and make yourself a little bit more marketable, a little bit more hireable, a little bit, put yourself on another tier than all the rest of your competition to get these positions, right? So I did these things, and it really, really helped me out in figuring out, okay, one, what type of university I want to be at, and two, whether or not my science made sense, right? Because we can be in our own heads about, oh, well, my science makes sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's okay. But, you never know until you put yourself out there. You never know until you publish that paper. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. So it's a good way to put feelers out there. So it's a good starting point, right? Even before you start applying, because these things happen actually all throughout the year. It just depends. So I say go out there, look for these future faculty programs, these building future faculty programs. Look for those. There's a whole bunch of universities that do them. I applied for a lot. There's some that I didn't get into, and that just told me, okay, those type of universities or that department, okay, they don't find me to be a good fit for their department, right? So it's a good feeler. So don't be discouraged about it if you don't get into one. If you get into a few, that's good. Listen, it's great practice, and you want to practice. So once you go on the job market and once you give these talks, oh, you're a hardened veteran. You're already out there. You already done this plenty of times, and now it's just second nature to you. And so the more you practice, the more you do it, the more it is easier for you once you actually go out there. So I will say, first things first, put out feelers. And this is a whole process. So that's why I'm putting out different videos about it, because it's a whole process. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna put my application and just like, oh, just wait. No, I don't know when I started this process, but I would say it's a whole year process, dang near, maybe even more than that, especially if you're doing this part that I'm telling you to do, like get feelers out there. So you do this part, it's going to take a little bit more than a year, but at the end of the day, I promise you, it will be worth it. Okay? So episode 1, this is done. Dr. Stevens, the scientist who live, signing off. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.